Yeah. What is up? What is up? Happy New Year, all you aquarium hobbyists. That's right. Happy New Year to all. Hopefully, everyone's having a awesome New Year's resolution coming in the right way. Jess Reef Tank, how's it going? Flashkin, how's it going, guys? I've been on YouTube, Instagram over there for about an hour. Decided to come over here to share with you guys some of the things that were, 2020. Hopefully, we can bring in the New Year's and do things. Put 2019 behind us and just Jonas, how's it going, my man? And get back on the saddle here. 2020, hopefully it's going to be a great year. I have not been around. I have had several incidents. I've actually been hospitalized. Paramedics couldn't get me in the thing because my back. They had to get me in my wife's car, get me to the hospital, all kinds of stuff. Vein busted here, all kinds of stuff. A murder actually in my family, which it's really crazy. You see it, you hear it on the news. Don't think anything that would happen to you or a part of your family. Yes, I don't owe any explanations, but at the same time, I have had a rough past 2 months. Has been really rough. So I'm glad 2020's over. Our 2019's over and 2020's began. So hopefully we can be blessed and move forward and have a great year this year. So that's where I'm at. I talked to everybody on Instagram, the people that were over there, asked them how they feel or who's doing what on YouTube anymore. I haven't really been involved in any of it, to be quite honest. Obviously, making sure my family is first. Like I said, we've had a unexpected death. My brother's father-in-law that lives with him, was taken from us at 64 years old, just retired 2 years ago from his own grandson. Unfortunate events. It's just, and my brother's going back crazy and stuff like that. So I've been there trying to be support system, dealing with my own, health and stuff like that. And it's been just a doozy. So hopefully we can get back on track. I asked people about, live streams. I've been getting people want me to do the live streams again and bring live streams back and do all that. I asked what days. People were saying Fridays on Instagram. So, that's not a problem between 6 and 7-ish or whatever they said. 2020 is a brand new year. I want to get back on the saddle, really want to get things done. We set up this Red Sea Reefer 350. Doesn't have anything in it besides saltwater. I have not used Microbacter Start XLM yet. Have not put any bacteria in that. It's been sitting ever since the last video, whenever that was, that I did 2 weeks ago or something like that. I want to get that going, get corals and stuff started in that. I've heard great things about Microbacter Start from Brightwell Aquatics. I need to get with saltwateraquarium.com. Obviously, I have things that I put on YouTube, some list of things and what you guys, giving you guys options to what pieces of equipment to put on this tank to get it started. So now that Christmas is over, these holidays and all this, I can hopefully now get back on track with YouTube, Instagram, all these things. My wife is, anything on Instagram, my wife has been putting those things up. With that, just trying to keep things going. She's been a big support when it comes to that. Me, I would have just left it with dust collected. But she knows with everything's going on, it's just been really, really just crazy for us. So, they want me to bring back live streams. Some of the people that are probably here as well. We're going to do that. Maybe Friday night, they were saying Friday night. So I'm going to try to get it back into the swing of that. You know, I coach wrestling. I was a wrestler my whole life. I got that going on. My kids are really just whatever. I know Fridays is kind of hard. Saturdays tournaments, Sundays tournaments. So right now it's just a wrestling season. So it's really going to be really difficult, but I'll figure something out. We'll figure it out. I'll do it when I can until wrestling season's over or something. I don't know, or maybe have to switch a day or whatever. I have no idea. Happy New Year's, Rico. Hey, Happy New Year's to all. Family always first. Your son is a tank in wrestling. You must be so proud. Yeah, they're you know, Big Country and Baby Rain Man. They both are, you know, they both pick it up really easy. Probably just because, you know, apple doesn't fall far from the tree, they say. So with that being said, yeah, they're doing great when it comes to wrestling. So okay, attention moderators. Dr. Big Boss Ted is a troll account. Okay, well, thank you for that. Doesn't match. Condolences sounds weird. Doesn't match. I don't know what that means. But anyway, it doesn't match. Fox 19 News. Our stuff has been on the news. I don't know. In Barberton, Ohio. So when it comes to the murder and stuff like that, I don't know what people's talking about. But at the end of the day, yes, there's a lot that's going on, and it is what it is, and we're going to get through it. Hey, T40 Reefer, man, I miss all you guys too, man. But you know, it's just a lot has happened, and just that's what it is. I do want to get back into it. I want to get my videos back up and start be more consistent again on the videos. I think, you know, I just hit a wall. You know, with you know, and in 2019 it was just, it wreaked havoc on us. Like I said, it happens to the best of us sometimes. So we're gonna get through it. 2020 is now here. This is the first of the year. Happy New Year's to all. We're getting back into it, and is what it is. So what happened, mate? You need a bit of chill time. Well, yeah, I'm trying to get the drive right now. I'll be honest with y'all. The wife is saying you got to get back on it, and I have no drive. My son actually has been taking care of the beast and all that. I got algae all over the place. All the corals are great. All the corals are thriving. All the corals are actually colorful. But I had to get him off the feeding and all that. Yeah. So I did drop about 100 Mexican turbos last night. Frost corals came over, him and V, his wife. We sat and brought in the New Year's playing board games. We put in some turbo snails. We're going to try to get this cleaned back up and get that going so we can start back at it. You know, just get back on it, get the live streams going again and stuff like that. Anyway, can we please see you created the big tank build for 2019? Yeah, that's not a problem. Like I said, there's nothing much to see besides algae and whatever, but it's not a problem. I have nothing to hide at all. It is what it is. But yeah, we can kind of go over there if you want. Right now, let me see if I can flip this around. So we got, like I said, some algae here, all corals. The glass is dirty. Corals are all here. I got corals that are down that needs picked up. But yeah, I mean, there's nothing. It's all white right now. So clam's still doing good. I got, like I said, algae all over the rock. So, but yeah, yeah. So they're all fine. Only thing I did lose is my purple tang. If you guys don't remember, I have had that purple tang since 2007, 2008, 2008. Was it 2008, 2009? The purple tang did pass away, but yeah, I'm not worried about it. I got we put a bunch of turbos in here. They're all hiding. There's turbos down there, turbos over in that corner. But yeah, so this algae here is the same type of algae as you can see, but it's turning white and it's dying. So like that whole rock right there was covered. All that's falling off up there. It's just falling off and dying. Back here's got a lot on the rock, but it's a certain type of algae that I'm not used to. But everybody's saying it comes out of this rock. So, they 3 blackout. No, I didn't. I'm not doing that. Yeah, they need that break. No algae now. Doing water change. Yeah, I could do that. This whole Monty was all dead from the crash. That has been growing like nobody's business. It's all grown back over its own self. So, and pushing algae. Mine was brown. Took about a year, and it left. Yeah, this is what it is coming to. So, it's okay. I have no problem with it. I never experienced this type of algae, and I'm really honestly not worried about it. It's dying back on its own. So all I care about is the fish. Oh, there we go. They're all doing great. They're all wanting to eat. The junior is fat. The other fox face guy did die. He ate. Remember, people made comments about how skinny. I'm like, sometimes when they come in like that, they got a parasite in them, no matter what, internal. And you can't treat internal parasites, okay? So whatever they eat, it eats it, and basically that fish starves. But Junior is fat, healthy, becoming into a fine teenager. He likes to play and likes to just constantly eat on this algae. So all the tangs are doing really well for the most part. I did notice Dory is a little thin, not too thin, but has been a little aggressive and trying to whatever for whatever reason. So, but it's all good. I had a crash. Heater got stuck on, killed all my coral. Oh, I hate to see that. So, but it happens. Like I said, all the corals are doing really, really, really well. I mean, I'm not trying to be funny. They're doing really well. And you can't really see because I don't have, the blues are not on, but they're encrusting. They're definitely sprouting out as well. They're sprouting out. This had no, whoops, get out of there. So there was no knobs on this at all. So it's doing well. It's doing well, and I cannot complain about it. This is just a funky algae that happens with this type of rock. There's a lot of coralline algae going on in here as well. You can see all over the pumps and stuff like that. A lot of coralline algae. So the coralline algae is growing like wildfire, which is good. We put that sea sweep in with that Tunzi. Coralline algae is already growing on the cords and stuff like that. And like I said, this algae is actually just falling off. Glass needs cleaned. Haven't done anything. Look, Lawnmower Blunny is running around as fat as can be. So that is doing well. I'll show you in here. Got some more named corals from Frost. My son wanted me to put some in. I got to put these on there. I just got them yesterday here. So the frag tank is really dirty. Corals are doing great here. All this on the glass is all coralline algae. So the whole tank is like covered and being peppered like nobody's business with coralline algae. These are all frags that are doing really well. All different kinds of zoas, chalices, and everything. So all the euphilia and stuff here is doing really, really well. Nothing's dying, nothing's whatever. But I'll tell you, coralline algae is exploding like nobody's business. I'm not even playing. Everything's dirty up here. Yeah, so I do got to get things picked up and things situated. But it is what it is. Let me put you guys right back here. But yeah, everything is doing great considering the fact that I have not paid anything any attention. Life has happened and I let it go. I'm glad I can let it go and everything is large and in charge to do so, because on a smaller system the tank probably would have crashed, or my son might have been able to handle it. My son is the one that's been whatever. Water changes hasn't happened. Nothing has happened. Red Sea Reefer is right behind me. I can show you that. Red Sea Reefer is right there. We have sand. It's been like this. I never even turned the lights on. It's already on its cycle. It's not cycling. There is salt water in there. I haven't had any bacteria. Haven't had a fish. Haven't had anything. Just letting it sit and do absolutely nothing. That's it. The heater in there. That's it. Nothing different. There's the rock work that I came up with. Hopefully it's not too bad for you guys. There's nothing in it. That's the rock work I came up with. Left it alone. That's it. And that's all. So Red Sea Reefer is doing great. Considering that we haven't added any kind of bacteria. Haven't did any of that at all. Which I need to get a video. I need to add my Microbacter Start XLM bacteria from Brightwell. I need to add a couple hardy fish in there and go ahead and let them hurry up and cycle it within, they say within a week, 5 days, the tank will be cycled. I know it works. I already talked to people that have used it prior before it even hit in the market that love it. So therefore, I trust their opinion. And I wouldn't, say anything if I didn't trust their opinion until I actually used it myself. So if you're trying to start your aquarium, you want to do it fast, since nobody has patience anymore for cycling the aquarium really fast. Microbacter Start XLM, go buy it, go try it, and obviously leave a comment about it. If you believe it doesn't work, then say it doesn't work. But everybody I talked to that has used it, that were testers prior to all this, for it coming out in the market, has nothing but good things to say about it. So therefore, I trust their opinion on it. I'm going to do it. I will make a video cycling the Red Sea Reefer or something, name it that, throw it out there, let you guys see it, and check it out and see how it goes. I could put corals in the tank. It doesn't need to be cycled to put corals in. Corals don't have blood. They don't have gills. They ain't breathing like that. So therefore, it does not matter as far as ammonia and all that. Well, you know, we won't get into that because that might cause controversy about it. But at the end of the day, corals don't need to worry about a cycled aquarium. Salinity, temperature, those are the things that need to be right for your corals. And they'll do just fine. People always asked at the beginning when I set up, I had the frag tanks all behind me. Rico, how do you throw all those frags in there all at once and nothing, whatever? They don't have blood. It's not that type of, you know, they're not a fish. They're not bleeding. They don't, whatever. And you don't have to worry about it. But whatever. Well, there's a lot of things that I can talk about. I always talk about, and you know, whether people want to believe it or call me a liar. I mean, I've only been doing this for 20 plus years, since '96, since Tupac got shot. But at the end of the day, yeah, there's things that really don't need to. People say you do, but people say a lot of things. You know, the internet is full of all kinds of advice and full of anecdotal information. You gotta it's trial and error. Find out for yourself. Don't take my word. Don't take Joe Blow's word. Just try it. See what happens for you. At the end of the day, I've always got bunches of corals back in the day before the coral got shut down and all this other stuff. Indonesia got shut down, and I would set up tanks immediately, get it up to temperature, get it up to salinity, and have at it. And at the end of the day, those corals did just fine. It is what it is. People won't. Majority of people that do this, like I said, this is not a rant. I know people love my rants and people love my whatever. If it looked like a duck, walk like a duck, quack like a duck, it's a duck. At the end of the day, a lot of people just use regurgitated information and talk about those things because they're comfortable and they heard somebody else say it and how they explained it, and therefore they take it, twist it, contort it a little bit to make themselves seem smarter than what they actually are when it comes to this hobby. But at the end of the day, it is what it is. I can't control people. I don't want to control people. I just want to do my own thing on social media and talk about what I know, what I do, what I use, what I don't use, why I use it, why I won't use it, and those things. I can't worry about anything else. 2020 is definitely a game changer. If I'm going to continue to stay where I'm at in this environment, being involved in any kind of social media or anything, or going to shows or anything of those things, 2020 will definitely be a game changer. So that's it for me. And for the stream, no problem. So yeah, I'm not like I said. 2020 is hopefully a better year to turn over new leaves, get down and to the business. Let you guys know I am a big advocate for, you know, saltwateraquarium.com. They do their damnedest to make sure customers are satisfied. That's why you hear me talk about them so much. They have a lot of things that they do carry there. People are able, they did something very nice for me, for my followers, and that was giving them 5% off of all their purchases for life. So if you go in my videos, you'll see a thing that says saltwateraquarium.com. Yeah, even if you already have an account, you sign up through that. Unless you already signed up as a military service, for all military veterans and stuff like that, thank you for your services. For those people, they automatically get that, so they don't have to worry about that. For people that don't, are new to this channel and stuff like that, you get 5% for life. It ain't just a month. It's not for whatever. That's why people say, why do you always talk about saltwater aquarium? Because that's why. Because they care about the people that care about me. And They wanted to do something really nice. When I asked them about, you know, doing something like that, I never in a million years expected them to give me a discount code for life. That is awesome. So therefore, please take advantage of that, and utilize that, and get your sign up. Use the link right there, that flash scan, and Sherry's Reef is greatly appreciate them being great supporters. They're part of my Patreon group as well. They've been there. They're very supportive, even though all this stuff is going on. Jeff Reef Tank as well. He's another good supporter. Alan Jackson. There's quite a few. If I missed you, I apologize. West Coast Reefer. All these people, they're great supporters of my Patreon. Even when Patreon is not moving like it probably should, they understand. I want people to understand. I don't want people to expect that, you know, if you want to be a supporter and help out and be something, you know, do something nice and just whatever, on my Patreon, you can go ahead and do that. What's going on, Mike Lemming? Good to see you. I ain't heard or seen you in a while. Hopefully all is well with you, brother, and Happy New Year's to you as well. They're there regardless of what's going on. I want people that are going to be there regardless of what's going on, you know, through good times and through the bad times. I don't expect people to sign up. You know, if you want to help, there is a link for Patreon as well. If you would like to become a Patreon member, there's different tiers and whatever. The wife has got to get on and get some gift cards out. But at the end of the day, yeah, it's just so you know, saltwateraquarium.com is just one of those companies that did something that was truly amazing for me and to me, and I felt that they deserve me in my business to continue to work with them, because they're a great company, and they do try to make everybody and please everybody. So you know, obviously things happen through mail. You might order rocks and stuff, and some of those rocks broke up and whatever. It's not the company, it's actually the carriers that just drop boxes and do whatever they want. So how's it going? But you got them, and Brightwell's another one. You know, Jeremy from Brightwell has been really supportive as well. You know, when the tank had to crash, he reached out immediately to help with a lot of salt that I needed to get this tank flushed out, and stuff like that. You know, with products, stuff, you know, like this Microbacter Stark that they just came out with. But products that I actually use, you know, they sent that. They helped out with the or the what was it called? The Purite. I've never heard of it. You know, I didn't know it existed. The Purite that helps bind up impurities and stuff in your water and stuff like that. But it, you know, definitely, you know, it takes out the bad, but yes, it can lock up some of the good. But it doesn't matter when you're having a tank crash. You need to get whatever's in there out very fast, right? And start doing water changes. That helped out. They helped out. I regardless of Brightwell or not, regardless if I love them today, hate them tomorrow, they were there when I needed them. They're really, to me, that says a lot about their character as well. Regardless if it was for a promotional aspect, or, you know, just to get more people on board to know who Brightwell is. At the end of the day, they deserved it, because they were the first ones to reach out to help me get my tank back in order. They was the first ones to send out something to help bind up things that are really maybe toxic in the tank. First ones to send some salt to get the tank flushed out. So they deserve a big shout out as well for 2020, right along with saltwateraquarium.com. I also have another big update that I will be doing, a change out on the big aquarium. You guys will have to wait to see that. Patreon members already know what that is. They already seen a picture of it. So we'll do that. as well. Hey, Santiago, what's going on? Good to see you in here, brother. It's been a minute as well. Hopefully, all is going well with your aquarium as well. I definitely, like I said, saw it on the video this morning. You know, I love giving credit where credit's due. Not everybody deserves credit, but at the end of the day, it is what it is in this hobby. I want to do more for 2020. I will just needed to get 2019 behind me, and hopefully we can focus on making 2020 great. Hopefully we can focus on bringing back the live streams and doing the things. I constantly get hounded about these live streams. I created a monster, I feel like, when it comes to live streams. People miss the rants. People miss all the Jerry Springer practicals of things, however you want to put it, which is all good in front of them. But sorry about that. Happy New Year's to you. And everyone that is in here at the moment. Happy New Year's to all. So, yeah, that's what's going on. Figured I'd just do a live stream to talk about these things, to get everybody on board as well. Would you guys want to see the live streams come back? Or I asked Instagram. People made it very clear over there. Haven't asked you guys yet here on YouTube. Some of you guys are still from Instagram, came over here to YouTube as well. They were saying Fridays between 6 and 7, or 5 and 7, or 6 and 8, or something. Yes, more live streams. The more of you, the better. Wow, that says a lot. Well, thank you, D-Dot, for that. The Nightmare at Blue Reynolds as well. You might be referring to Islamic flares. Ice stream Fridays around 8. Hi, Mike. That's cool. I, you know, but I gotta. Friday YouTube is Debo. Okay, taboo. Definitely more stream. Do you, bro? You have much more people watching than me. Yes, Rico. I really enjoy the live streams. It gives me something to listen to when I'm driving. More streams. It's awesome to see. I mean, it's not that I'm trying to whatever. You know, I just, when I started live streaming, CJ did it first. CJ brought me on to his thing, and then I just took live stream to another level because I felt like I could help people. And, you know, not to be funny, and I'm not trying to pat myself on the back, and I'm not looking for old attaboy. There are so many people that that learned so much, and yeah, man, that learned so much. And yeah, some of them are here, some of them just moved on and tried to do whatever they do, and that's fine. But I didn't expect it to get to that kind of level neither, and I wasn't looking at it like that. I didn't look at growing on YouTube or doing anything like that. You know, I wasn't looking for anything. I just enjoyed it, and I was at a bad time in my life when my accident happened with my back, to allow me to be a benefit to those people, to really just hear it raw, and have fun. And yes, my fun, man, I'm just a raw individual. You know, my fun would cuss you out in a minute and say whatever, and you know, and I I'm not a keyboard warrior. You know, I meet up with anybody, but it wasn't about that. It's you know, I'm not a pushover, and I don't try to be something I'm not. I tell it like it is, and you know, people don't want to get credit. People say, oh, this, say that, say that, but you know, at the end of the day, the same people who used to be my biggest fans became my biggest enemies. And the only reason they became my biggest enemies is because if I didn't kiss their butt or acknowledge them in a way that they felt, um, it, 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 it just ticked them off. You know, people don't need to understand, well, you know, why such and such ain't on Rico's thing no more. You know how many times I hear stuff like that? It's like, people, open up your eyes. Let's be real. You know, if I got something to say, I say it. You know, if I talk to somebody off camera about you, it's the same thing that I could say to your face. So it's not me talking about you. It's just me keeping it real. I can say it to your face. I have no problem saying it to your face. And at the end of the day, it's no different that you know, I was somewhere, and let's just say my brother say something, so I go home, I talk to my wife about it. I'm like, yeah, you know, did you see how such and such, or why such and such, da, 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 da. But somebody else was there, and then somebody else went and told that person. Well, the funny thing is with me is, I can say it to them. It was a conversation that I have with whoever I want to have. But, you know, it is what it is. You know, people expect you to, if they support you, you got to understand this. Like, if you support somebody, you support them. Like, people support the president right now, or the last president, and don't support this president. But at the end of the day, guess what? You see them on TV, you hear them. But at the same time, those same supporters ain't getting, they're not, what's the difference? You're supporting them. So, you didn't like what they say, now you're the biggest hater. You know, it's like, people do that, you know, and that's just part of this whole whatever, and I really don't care. I'm here for those, and I don't care who want to give me props or who don't. But before this really took off, the live streams and stuff for, you know, as far as me on YouTube and stuff like that, there was a lot of questions that I got answered. There were so many nights. Anybody that's still been here, that's still a supporter of this channel and stuff like that, can tell you how many times that we beat the same thing over and over and over and over. And I tell people, I said, don't get discouraged, because there's always new people coming in, and you're going to always repeat the exact same thing over and over and over. Tom can tell you. I'm going to use Tom, Reef Man 202. Ask Tom how long it took him to finally get a calcium reactor. Ask Tom how much we talked about calcium reactor. Ask Tom about how much we talked about a lot of things, and how long did it take people to this past 2019. I did my talk for my very first big talk at Reefapalooza, California. It took a couple years, 2 years before people in that talk, before people even whatever. People wanted to beat it down. People wanted to talk about this, talk about that, da 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 da. And every person that has one now is the same ones that sat back and just whatever. And was whatever. Or there was people that were trying to, oh, you don't need it, you don't need it. No, you don't need a lot of things in this hobby. But boy, does it sure do help tremendously. Having one makes it 10 times easier. The only problem is, yes, it's an upfront cost. It's an expense, because things like the Kimura and the electric carbon doser, two pieces of equipment that makes it run so smoothly, right? So smoothly. It's $600 right there without the calcium reactor. That's enough to make anybody rethink or whatever. But for people to hate on it, how can you hate just because of the price? People hated on it because they couldn't afford it. It wasn't the fact that they knew for a fact if it worked or didn't work. I showed you how easy things could be. I proved how easy things can be. People didn't want to listen. People fought me. There's certain individuals that left, didn't want to come back to my live stream, that wanted to do their own thing and say, da, 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 da. Some of those people that you don't even see are using calcium reactors. They can say they didn't learn nothing from Rico. That's a lie. Anybody that's been here long enough that ever heard anybody to say that was either a moderator on my channel that's been there from day one. They all learned from what I had to say. I don't need any cookies, and I don't need a pat on the back. But when I tell you that calcium reactors are a very good thing. And why they help so tremendously is because it's a piece of equipment that really makes things 110% stable. Way stable than you can do from a two-part or water changes or anything. Does all these things continue to work though? Yes. Can you be successful without a calcium reactor? Yes. Can you be successful without a protein skimmer? Yes. Okay. You could be successful for not even having a tank. Think about that. You don't need to have a tank to be successful, because you could just watch Finding Nemo and let it just play over and loop in your house over and over and over, and there's your aquarium. Just saying. There you go. There are tons of people now, to being honest, that were skeptics when I was talking about these things, that are now firm believers in these things. But all these things are not necessary, but boy, they sure do help. And the whole thing about this aquarium industry and this hobby is finding the right things to just make it a little bit more better. And that's my job. And that's what I love to do. And I am passionate about this hobby. I love it. And I would probably die continue being in this hobby. People just love to argue about things that are really minute, that don't need to be wasted time on. You don't need to waste your time on, well, you can do it without this. Well, what's the attitude for? Who cares if you can or can't do it with it or without it? But if it's something that you can use to make it a lot easier, don't it make sense to do things to make things a lot more simpler and make less work on yourself? I mean, the old saying, less is more. You don't have to do a whole bunch of things. You don't have to worry about topping up 2 parts. You don't have to worry about hand dosing. It's doing it for you. And it can do it for you for a very long time before you have to re-top off your calcium reactor or before you have to refill your CO2 tank. I am not in any way, shape, or form for Geo, for MRC, whatever you want to pick, for any of the calcium reactors. I've never received a free calcium reactor for talking about calcium reactors. I never got paid to talk about the calcium reactor. I've never been sponsored for the calcium reactor. And I'm just telling you. So it ain't like that I got something for making these people so much money on no matter what calcium reactor you want to go with. I love Sadar. Sadar is the owner of Geo. He's a good dude. And I love the Geo because it is built pretty darn tough. Okay. MRC is more of a high-end commercial, and it is going to cost a little bit more. Okay. Period. But hey, I don't mind talking about it. It's a good thing. All right. Not that I should do that all the time, and people should take care of me if I'm whatever. Not that I'm going to expect it. You know, calcium reactors are going to do the same thing across the board. All calcium reactors, it's very simple. It's very simple. Whether it's a skims, whether it's a MRC, whether it's a reef octopus, any of it. Okay, they have the exact same vortex or vertex, however you want to say it. It all has its purposes, and it works, and that's all that matters, man. I'm leaving all the little fighting, bickering stuff. I don't care who wants to tell me otherwise. There's enough of you guys out there now that have been using it and can't say one bad thing about a calcium reactor. I got Santiago, Mike Lemon, West Coast, Reef Man, probably Drama D, I think. I don't know. There's so many people that are using, and if I missed you, I apologize. At the end of the day, hey, you know, two please, what is up, my man? Yeah, man. Yeah. There's a lot of you guys that took that leap. CJ, who else? There's so many. So many that that took that leap for 2019 and seen for themselves. They buckled down, got their wallets out, saved up, did what they did, maybe won it, I don't know, and got a calcium reactor. I mean, I've been all away from my tank now for a minute, and if it wasn't for that calcium reactor, net Camora, and all that stuff right now, that tank would be in trouble. My tank would be in trouble. And that's just the honest to God's truth, because I didn't do anything. Corals probably would be checking out. I got the $100 solenoid as well, Milwaukee, all of it. I didn't use, I didn't always use the electric carbon doser. The electric carbon doser is just 10 times easier to dial in. There you go. See that? Well, there I made a run of calcium reactor videos for anybody that wants to look at them and all that, and you know, ask questions or whatever. There's plenty I put out there that does very well. Plenty. Salty Reef, how's it going? Mine is in the works, Rico. It's coming in 2 weeks. Can't wait. Hey, Sabella fella, how's it going, man? Thank you so much. Same to you as well. Well, I just know on my last tank, I was going through 500 milliliters a day. When I ran out on a weekend of my CO2 tank would run out, I know I was running about 500 milliliters on my 300 deep dimension marine land. 500 milliliters a day. So that goes to tell you when it was at its prime. Big colonies. Puts the elements from reef corals back into building your corals. Yeah. Everything that was locked up in its bone structure and all that. Yeah. They make calcium reactors for even the smallest of smallest. It's up to you. If you want more of a stability and stuff like that, I'm just saying calcium reactors to me, hands down, at this point of the reefing industry and stuff like that, gives you the best stability that you can get. Outside of setting up or buying an automated water change, whatever, constantly buying heads and all that, dosing, whatever. Calcium reactors just constantly dripping 24/7, 7 days a week, 365 days a year. 0.24 if you want to do leap year. Anyway, but I feel and I strongly believe, unless somebody can prove otherwise or different and actually prove it to me, calcium reactors are the best stability that money can buy for an aquarium. And I'm a big advocate for it. I've seen it with my own eyes. I'm able to be a trucker. I was able to just leave my tank for 2 months at a time and nobody touch it, automatic feeder, and just see you later. Okay? Make sure I had enough water for water top off, and that was it. And it kept it. You couldn't see in the glass when you got back. You had to clean the glass. But boy, when you cleaned it, she looked it pretty. I haven't changed my Camora pump head since I installed it on that video, guys, and I don't know when that was. I have not changed the head, and I have not changed the tube, to be honest. I need to do it before I spring a leak. But I'll be honest, since I set up the Kimura, or whenever that video was, probably a year ago, I haven't changed the head, I haven't changed the tube. Period. I put some tube lube on to keep it lubed up. That was the only thing I did. So however long that video was, if Santiago knows or whoever, whenever that was, I haven't changed a thing. So, just saying. Hey, basic and simple is easy. When you start getting into too much is when it comes whatever. Now, I ain't gonna lie. I think, to be honest, I think there you go. Keep it on the night table. Multi-purpose. Okay. When it comes to Apex, I think Apex is the next best thing that came out for reef hobbyists. Obviously, you can't help it if the power goes out, can't communicate. But when you're going away and stuff like that, I think it's awesome. I think the ability to have Wi-Fi cameras or something in your fish room or in your sump area to see when things are not quite right. I think all those sensors and stuff like that is a great thing that really helps out for as a hobbyist. Once again, you do pay a big price for these things, but it's a convenience thing. Is it necessary? No, but boy, it sure does help. So these are things that I do feel that aquarium hobbyists should be purchased, should use, should utilize, make their life a little bit more simpler, make your life a little bit more easier. I'm sorry, that's just how I feel. Other than that, that's about it. I mean, SPS hard. I have 2 birds nest. That's it. SPS is not hard. I just think that you just need to get the water chemistry right. I think it needs to be consistent. Things are going to die. You don't have a say in that. Yes. It's one of those things that happen. I don't think SPS as hard as everybody wants to make it sound. I think people put things in there when it causes chemical warfare and stuff like that. You don't need to have a fully established tank to have SPS. You can set up a tank, as long as the salinity's right and temperature's right, you can drop corals in immediately. I have done that, showed that, proved that a whole lot. Before Indonesia shut down, I'd get boxes of corals and dump them straight in, on a new setup. They're not bleeding. They don't have gills. They're not worried about the ammonias and all this other stuff. That's irrelevant, as far as I'm concerned. If that was the case, then I would have never kept a coral in my life then. Those corals would have died a long time ago. Total volume is about 100 gallons. I kill all the SPS. My corals are growing so fast now. I can see upgrading tank in a year. Exactly. Well, crossing reactors and stuff like that makes you. I feel like it speeds up coral growth a lot faster, personally, because it's so much more stable. Hi, Mike Lemon. All right. See you later, bud. It's much more stable. Stability is key. You want to grow in the gym and want to really work out, but you want to get big. You're not going to do 45 minutes of cardio and expect that you're going to grow. No, you want to hit heavy weight. You want to eat. If you're 2,500 calories a day, you want 5,000 calories a day. You want to eat a lot, and you want to hit real heavy. If you want to pack on the muscle, then you need to know how to eat. You need to feed the body. You need to make sure that you're getting good proteins and minerals and, your vitamin D. If you live in states like Ohio instead of Florida where your vitamin D is deficient, and You want to make sure you're getting your krill oil, fish oils, omega-3s. You want to make sure you're getting all these things, aminos, and same thing that you do to your aquarium. I mean, people, if you know your body, I'm gonna be honest. The secret sauce is if you know your body and you know what your body needs, and you should be doing. Take your Flintstone vitamins, whatever the case, one a day, Mentrum, Centrum, or 50 and older, one a day, whatever the case may be. If you know your body and know what your body needs, your aquarium is not different. You know you need water. You know you need sunlight. You know you need aminos. You know you need protein. You know you need potassium. You know you need all magnesium. You know you need all sodium. You know you need all. If you know you need all these things as in your body, how do you not know how to reef? Study the body, you'll know how to reef. Because everything you need, your aquarium needs. You have bacteria that lives on your skin. One of them, staph. You got bacteria that lives in your digestive tract. You got bacteria that are nasty in your body. You got bacteria in your tank that do a purpose. So if I don't know what I'm talking about when it comes to reefing, then I'm dying. Because at the end of the day, I know what I'm talking about. I can prove it. Can anybody else do that? I might not know everything, but I know enough to get you right. And most people do treat their reef better than they do their body. Most people do treat their reef better than their body. But if you knew how to treat your body, you'd be a master reefer. Master. You would be great. Like Tony the Tiger from Kellogg's. You would be awesome. And as soon as I can make people understand, just like it did casting reactors, which is probably take another 2 to 5 years to get them on board to really understand, because people are slow. And I don't mean that in a disrespectful way. People are skeptics because people have been burnt so many times by BS. Period. So therefore, you just have to keep talking, until people say, you know what? I can see that. I can see this. I can see all this. I mean, let's be real. Just like some of the fish that you see that are really skinny, that's being, whenever they eat, it eats. Guess what people have? People get parasites inside. People get tapeworms. What do you think do you think it's the exact same thing as what's going on in your fish that you've been feeding and it's still so skinny? And finally just croaks, the fish croak. You know what I mean? We got stuff that we can do to kill it, and once we diagnose, the person's diagnosed with a tapeworm, whatever. I mean, come on, people. Am I lying about this? When I sit here and talk about this, does it make sense to you? Do you understand? I mean, for real. Like, I don't know how else to put it, you know? I love talking about this hobby. I love making it make sense for others, so others can be like, whoop, there go the light bulbs. I get it now. Now let me apply it. What happens when you eat a lot of McDonald's? Well, what happens when you feed the aquarium a lot? Blows out of control. Hair algae, all kinds of stuff happens, right? Well, same thing you know, cellulite all over, bumped up all over, big as a house. Same thing happens. Eating too much, feeding yourself too much. Not healthy, not a balance of healthiness. Same thing. Now, when you're using rock's been outside collecting rainwater, all the pollution in the air and all that rocks are sitting outside in big piles before they picked up and shipped to the LFS, and you're buying all this dry rock, blah, 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 that's now absorbed into the rock. how can you be mad? You got to understand that that stuff is coming out the rock. Red Sea tank is doing great. It's just sitting there with salt water, not started the cycle or nothing. I didn't start the cycle. I still got the bottle of Brightwell Microbacter Start XLM to put in and a couple hardy fish. You guys get the point. You guys get the point. There's no reason for me to sit up here and keep, you know, you guys get the point. You guys that are here listening to what I'm talking about, honestly, there's nothing to say. You totally get the point. I'm telling you how to look at all these things. You have to look at it like that to really truly get the feel and understanding. You got to know when to back off. You know, those are things that, you know, you got to know when. You got to, you know, Texas Hold'em, you got to know when to hold them. You got to know when to fold them. You got to know when to back up, when to pass, when to, you know, you got to learn how to keep it well balanced. And if you can keep it well balanced within yourself, and you know how that you're balancing your life out and yourself when it comes to dieting, eating, trying to get the right nutrition within your body, apply that to your aquariums, and you will be great. You will be awesome. Now there's people that can just start an aquarium and just luck into it. But because you luck into it and you can say, oh, look at me, I didn't do this and I didn't do that and I didn't blah, 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 blah. To me, that is luck. There is beginner luck. You see it. The person never gambled a day in their life. Go hit the mega million. Whatever. It happens. That doesn't mean you know a jack diddly squat about reef keeping. That just makes you lucky. Now, continue, because they got lucky and they continue to do the exact same thing. They don't understand how their tank is doing this, but their friend that started at the same time is having so much problems. They can't understand that. They say, oh, I just do this, I do that, that. And then they use that as a written rule of that's how you reef keep. That's not how you reef keep. How you reef keep is understanding the principles, understanding how to be balanced, how to balance your system, how to understand when you start to see this coming on, how do you get that to stop? How do you get that to revert back to no algae, no this, no that? How do you do that? Outside of throwing medication like the government likes to do when you hit your finger with a hammer, you want to give you something, and you know, like using biopellets, carbidocin, whatever. You didn't get that way from carbidocin, so why are you going to throw a carbidocin on there to get out of it? Why don't you just understand what you need to do to get out of it? Lower your feeding, lower your phosphates, lower these things, clean your tank, be more diligent on husbandry, and let that slowly fall off. And understand, okay, that's how I do it. I was feeding 10 cubes. Well, I started doing 5. I added, did my water changes more faithful, blah, 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 and all this subsided. You learned something. You just learned how to beat something at its own game. Happy New Year's to all you guys as well. So, those are things that's how I feel, you know, that's how I look at Reef Hobby. That's how I look at everything, you know. People say, how do you do this? How do you do that? How do you do this? How do you do that? How do you wake up in the morning and go to the bathroom? You just do it, right? You know what you need to do. You see it. You can physically see it. If you got to get in there manually and remove some just to help lower that process down, and get in there and manually remove it. Help speed up the process. You know, these are things that you should do. That's all I could say, you know. I don't know what else to say, you know. But I don't know. I know it's awesome. Happy New Year's to all too as well. Thanks for your help with my calcium reactor Kimura issue, Rico. No problem, man. No problem. There's videos on it. There's whatever. I do have to get back into making some videos. I appreciate all you guys. I can see a lot of you guys are still here. Even after my little leave of absence. That's awesome. Very awesome for that as well. So, yeah. So, yeah, I need to you and yours. Yeah, there you go. Brentwood tank cycling product work. Honest, I just said that Hawkins. I've had a whole bunch of other stuff that happened, so no, I have not. I still have it sitting here. Saltwater in there. I haven't done nothing. I had a murder that happened in our family. I've had a lot of bad things happening. So therefore, that's why you haven't heard from me. That's why you haven't seen me really. You haven't, whatever. My wife does put stuff from wrestling when I'm dealing with that. Other than that, no, I have not done nothing. I will be adding some stuff like that. And like I said, we just had a funeral Monday to finally put them to rest. This happened on the 18th of December. Christmas will probably never be the same for my brother and his family again. My brother's basically a basket case. And trying to help him. It's my middle brother. Yeah. So, outside of that, I ended up being hospitalized before that. All that. Thank you for that. YouTube Reefer. Thank you. Thank you. Yeah. And we had a scare with me. Don't know from the spinal injury. But, yeah. So, the devil has been working really hard on our family over here. We're just now trying to put 2019 to rest. And hopefully 2020 will be a great blessing in disguise for us to prosper and to do great things for 2020. And that's all I can say. Hopefully that works out really well. Because we definitely need it. So, yeah. Amen to that for sure. I'm definitely back into a lot of things, back in the church, back into a lot of things. I know people miss my rants. We can get on the rants without all the F-bombs and all that other stuff because, yeah, 2020 is going to be a year for me to mentally, physically, emotional, spiritually grow and to hopefully continue to grow here with doing things for you guys and having, get back into live streams and stuff like that as well. We can still have our rants. We can still have fun. It'd just be more controlled as far as, my mouth. Am I human? Will I probably backslide and make mistakes and stuff like that? Of course. I am human. I do make mistakes. I do get irritated and whatever. But I'm more aware of what I'm doing and what I'm saying. So therefore, yeah, I just won't be tolerating anything or whatever. I'll just be I'll just be getting rid of negativity. It's just, life's just too short, man. I'm tired of going to funerals. I'm tired of seeing only families come together when bad tragedies happen. You ain't seen each other in X amount of years. Everybody wants to hug. Everybody wants this, at that time. And to me, life's just too short to hold grudges. Life's too short to be mad. So I'm done with it. 2020 for me is definitely going to be a game changer for me. I'm be more studying my Bible, and that I know it's not for everybody. I know there's people out there that are atheists and don't believe and don't whatever, and that's cool. That's your thing. Just like we can argue about reef aquariums, I choose not to. I have my beliefs. I have what it is for me. I'm not going to impose and push it on anybody. But just understand that for me, that's what I'm doing. I will be, I've been in, getting into my Bible and doing about that and get in the church and back into the things that I should be, to better myself mentally, physically, emotionally, and spiritually. So that's where I'm at, and that's where I need to be, because tomorrow's not promised to me, and I know at the end of the day, with all the way life is and all the things that goes on around us, is it can end really quick. And if it ends for me, at least I know where I'm going to be. Period. I want to know. I want to have. Well, I can't have any excuses and no regrets when I leave this place. And that's what I want to try to make sure that I'm fine and I'm comfortable within my own skin. So. That PVC is awesome. Yes, JJ's awesome. Praying for you and your family. Well, thank you, Mermaids Reef. I appreciate it, greatly appreciate it. And yes, we do, and can use all the prayers in the world at the moment. I just got to get everybody else to forgive the individual that committed this and did this. I know it's not going to happen overnight. A lot of people want an eye for an eye in my family, and I'm just letting them say, just let man handle it and God do the rest. Forgive. You're not going to forget, but at the end of the day, you got to forgive and not let your emotions get the best of you in any situation, whether it's what's going on with us or what might be going on with you in your life. You have to forgive. You cannot leave this place in anger and resentment, because it's like cancer. It will eat you up and you'll never, you'll stay bitter. I don't want to see anybody like that. And I am a person that yeah, I'm a firm believer in that. It's easy to always focus and keep harping on the negativity. It's harder to let it go and focus on the positive. It's a tragedy what happened for us, but it brought all of us together. And the purpose could be for simply to give each and every one that had a problem with one another the opportunity to say, I forgive you and I'm sorry. Unfortunately, it takes something tragic to get something great. Only if you open your eyes to see it. Some of us are so bitter and so whatever that we can't see the light at the end of the tunnel. We can't see past our emotions on what somebody did to us and how we feel and whatever. It's a hard thing to do, but it can be done. It can be done. You have to want it. You have to really want it. You have to believe. You have to want it. And at the end of the day, you're going to sleep better about it. If you did something wrong to somebody, just apologize. Ask them to forgive you. If they don't want to forgive you, you already did your part. That's all you can do. You already did your part. And you can rest easy knowing that you did your part. Can't worry about what somebody else is going to do or not do for you. But anyway. Jonas, yeah, I started calcium reactors summer 2019 because of you, Rico, and my tank is doing great. That is awesome, man. I love hearing that. That is awesome. So yeah, I don't know in 2019. I might get into. I know I keep talking about another channel, but I might do something else. I don't know. Another channel. I know it's hard to just keep up on what I got. I don't know what kind of channel, but I have an urge of doing something, but some of you guys will not want to participate in that because it might just be a spiritual thing, and that's fine. But yeah, I want I want everybody that's been following me, man, just to 2020 to be a better version of you. Try to just be a better. We can leave spiritual, you know, all that out if you're not into that. But what I would like to see for everybody for 2020 that follows me here is have a goal to be a better version of yourself, your previous self. You know, have a better version of yourself. Be more patient. Be more understanding. Be more open-minded with people around you. Just because they're different, they might have something great to say. You might find something out that really is going to change your life for the rest of your life. Don't be short with people. Just really try to be open-minded and patient with people. So for 2020, I want to see a lot of you guys that follow me and whatever, and stuff like that. You know, those are goals that I want to see you guys work on yourself. You know, people that don't want to hear this, you know, they're going to run, you know, from it, because truth sometimes hurt. But yeah, I want you all to try to make it a point to be better. If you can offer help or direction for somebody that's looking for help, whether it's in, you know, reefing and stuff, and where to direct them to get the information that they need, make sure you take time out to do that for them. You know, sometimes it's going to be overwhelming. Sometimes you're going to feel like, man, I'm doing a lot for a little of nothing. I mean, at the end of the day, you got to think about this. We have a super chat button that's always there. Some people give, some people don't. That's okay. It's there for those that want to. Just like church. Not everybody, you know, put something in the offering or whatever. Maybe they can, maybe they can't. So all I'm saying is don't be that person that expects something because you're doing something. If it's meant to be, it will be. If it's meant to be, it will be. Don't expect doing a good deed and expecting a reward at the end of the day. Don't be that person to say, well, let everybody know all of what you did so that you can be pat on the back. Don't be that person. Just do it because you want to do it. And if you don't want to do it, sit there and still listen and be silent. That's fine too. But don't expect something because you did something. Do it because you want to. You don't give somebody standing on the street corner $5 to expect them to come back to give you 10 at a later date. They're on the corner. They're homeless. They don't have much. They don't whatever. You did it because you want to do it. Regardless of where that money goes to, drugs or a cheeseburger. Your heart told you to do it, so you did it. That's what I'm talking about. Be that person. Do when you can, and when you can't, still be there, regardless. But with that being said, guys, I'm going to get off here. Hopefully everybody had a great time. Everybody, this has been an hour and 18 minutes. I didn't expect to be here that long, but it just felt right to continue to talk, and just I felt a little bit better myself. Yeah, appreciate you guys. Thanks, Flashkin. This is an age of instant gratification addiction. Well, you know, it is, unfortunately. But I appreciate you guys. I really do. And I will get into getting back on the saddle and being more engaged with you all. I know, and I do appreciate, there is, thanks Flashkin, there is a Patreon side of things. If you want to help support the channel privately with the Patreons, there is a link that Flashkin said. You are able to use that as well. If you would like to support the channel, it is there. Okay, it's not a necessity, but it does help. So I'm not going to sit up here and lie. So thanks again, everybody. Hopefully you guys all have a great New Year's Day. And remember what I said. For your New Year's resolution, be a better shell of yourself in every way that you possibly can be. So, I'll catch you guys later. Thanks again.